Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I am Electra Dupree and welcome back to our digital drag tutorial series. Today is episode 2 and we are going to cover backdrops and lighting. Now I primarily use fabric backdrops at the moment, so we'll cover how to use a simple gray backdrop to create different colored backgrounds and the do's and don'ts of how to set that up, how to light it, as well as lighting your subjects to get the best effect for photography, tripod filming, as well as motion video. I just want to mention that if you are new to my channel, please consider liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell so you can be notified when our next episode goes live. All right, everybody, let's go. Here we are in front of our backdrop. The lights are set up, the subject is lit, the background is lit, and let's start by deconstructing this and see how we got here. So now we've set up our backdrop, but we don't have any lights. How do we get that professional lighting, you ask? First, we're going to light our backdrop. I have two softbox lights and I just placed them at a 45-degree angle pointing towards my backdrop. Let's get those turned on. So now we have our background lit. The way I did this is I took my two softbox lights and I set them parallel to myself at a 45-degree angle facing the backdrop. Now this is going to evenly light my backdrop, especially if I have a green screen. When you have a green screen, you want it to be evenly lit, otherwise you're going to find yourself keying out different colors of green, whereas when it's evenly lit, you'll need to key out just one or two variations of the color green. Now, we need to get our hair light. This is going to actually highlight our shoulder blades and our head and set us apart from the backdrop. Here's the hair light by itself. I have it facing the camera. When you do this and you have a green screen, you eliminate the shadows that you cast on the backdrop. I like to choose a color for this as it adds some dimension and sets you apart from the background. So now we have the hair light in place. As you can see, my neck and my shoulder blades have a slight blue glow. This is going to set me apart from the background. The next thing we need to do is light our subject, me. For this, I'm going to use a ring light. Ring lights are great because they give you an even distribution of light and can be adjusted for a warm tint or a fluorescent tint depending on what you need. Now, with the ring light on, our basic lighting setup is complete. The great thing about this is that if you do have RGB lights or the GVM lights that I covered in my first video, you can actually light your backdrop with colors instead of these soft boxes. This can give you more dimension, play with the mood, as well as make your backdrop look like any color you want. We're gonna do that now. I've set my background lights to blue so I can have an entirely different mood altogether. But let's go back to what we had before. Now, while there's many ways we can clearly light our drag content, this is just a great jumping point so that you have an evenly lit canvas to showcase your makeup, your moves, your costumes, or anything you want the viewer to see clearly. If I had it my way, or if I was in a crunch, I would film all of my content like this because when everything is evenly lit, there is so many things you can do in editing to simulate night, to create shadows, amplify, play with color, and that sort of thing. That about sums it up for this week. When it comes to backdrops, it's quite simple. Paper backdrops will give you no wrinkles and are a little bit harder to store, whereas your fabric backdrops are gonna be easy to store, but as you can see, you will have some wrinkles. The best way to combat that is with clamps. Again, you just want even lighting so that way everything can be adjusted later, and just make sure that your subject stands out from the background with something like a hair light as I have here. Next week, we're gonna swap out this backdrop for a green screen and cover the filming basics. What shots to grab, B-roll, close-ups, wide shots, and everything you might need to put together a music video at home. That is it. I'm Electra Dupree. Again, hit that subscribe button, like and share, and as always, we'll see you next week.